going on, 7? Obviously, when you work out, monkey don't stop no show, right? What's going on, Julius? 1 minute remaining. What's going on, my time? So good to see you all. Julius, can you hear me okay? Hey there, focus. 40 seconds. Let me know, Julius, how my sound is. Focused, if you could, let me know how my sound. Okay, good. Thank you so much. One workout monkey don't stop no show. I'm behind on my schedule today. So I figure instead of delaying the live, I just go ahead and get into it. What's going on, Bernita? Hey, Jamie. 20 seconds. And then we got a 12-minute ride. And then I'll be back in the office to jump into tonight's content. But I figure, why not? Life be lifing, right? What's going on, Wall Street? Welcome to the stream, chill. Yep, life be life, and so I was trying to move faster. It didn't work out that way, right? Real, even when we live. Life be life, and so we still gonna get it done. Ooh, child. And North Carolina weather on top of that, Jesus. I have a commitment every Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday to hit this gym with my son. And I refuse today, to let my schedule defeat me. Hey there, babe. You get to see me in gym attire today. Yeah, I decided I was not going to postpone the schedule. I was going to try and speed up my schedule, and then I decided I'm not going to skip no weights. Still going to do all my weights, even though it's going to have me running a little bit late. I'm in Wilson, North Carolina. I said, even though it's going to have me run a little late, and being as though I have to drive, TikTok might ding me, but hopefully it won't shut the live down. And if it does, I'll just start it back up when I get to the house. But regardless, I'm going to make sure we don't miss this content. So we'll see what it says. I'm going to start out in just a few, covering the 4th and the 5th tips on being a TikTok newbie. And then I'll jump into personal branding. So give me 1 minute to get situated. Keep it going. Oh, you're in Winston-Salem. I got clients in Winston-Salem. Have you ever heard of Bill Hayes and the Winston-Salem Sportsman's Club? Bill Hayes is my client. I actually handle his branding for his foundation. Yeah, okay, cool, you have. So Bill Hayes, Coach Wild Bill Hayes, is my client. I handle his foundation information. We're considering this being the 5th and commemorative, possibly the final year that we do the annual golf tournament. And then I also have the Winston-Salem Sportsman's Club. They're my other clients, and they're both located, obviously, in Winston-Salem. So good deal. So y'all got, I'm getting ready to be driving, so y'all gonna have to talk amongst yourselves in the chat. We got about a 12-minute ride to get back to the house, and then I'll jump into the content for tonight. But one thing I can talk about without having to see the comments, hopefully you guys can continue to talk amongst yourself in the comment, deals with what I learned about being a TikTok newbie and some of the things that are associated with quote unquote, y'all see the air quotes, with quote unquote quality engagement on TikTok. And so I was talking about it today. I recorded 2 separate videos. Y'all go ahead and laugh in the chat at me. I recorded 2 separate videos, had my Bluetooth in, and I'm talking up a storm, running in and out of the satellite location, picking up my prints, doing all the things, right? Why did I have the Bluetooth set in my ears, in my gym bag, and the Bluetooth set that I had in my ears were not the ones that was telling on me? But anyway, so the 4th and the 5th thing that I want to discuss as far as being a TikTok newbie and understanding this whole new term called quality engagement, to me seems like common sense, but according to the way that people are out here operating, it ain't common sense. For me, common sense, if you're going to be a quality engager, then you should be out here in these TT streets actually engaging with folks' content, their videos and their posts and everything in a similar fashion to what you want them to be on your content, on your videos, watching your videos all the way through, leaving comments that are quality, asking questions, honestly even challenging some of the things that you're saying in the post or the video or whatever, you know, to make for good commentary, to make for a good time, to make for engagement, right? You want people sharing your stuff, then you should be sharing other people's posts, right? Quality engagement means if you're going to do a series and you're going to have different parts of the series, then you want to direct people to the next part. And the only way to know what part you've watched or what part you've already consumed is to bookmark it. So if you want people bookmarking your stuff, then you want to create a series for them to be able to go back and get the tips. You know, sometimes they could be riding and listening, they can't write down the recipe or something like that, and you want them to bookmark it. Sometimes people don't know what that means. For the longest time I didn't know that's what that little icon on the right side was. So if you want people to do things, sometimes you have to tell them. How many of us have watched YouTube videos on a troll, doom scrolling, watching them, and you go from one to the next, to the next, to the next, and you never hit the like button? We've all done it. So that is a part of the explanation that I now understand about being a quality engager. If you're going to doom scroll on a channel that you're not actually trying to make money from, then you may not want to do the quality engagement. Like, I'll be honest with you, I don't do it on IG. I doom scroll on IG. I watch the videos. I don't generally comment. Occasionally I'll share them, but on TikTok, nah. If I'm watching your video, I'm going to be a quality engager. I'm going to watch it all the way through. Thank you for sticking and staying, Julius. I appreciate it. If I'm going to be a quality engager, I'm going to watch it all the way through. I'm going to share that information. I'm going to make sure other people, you know, see, know, and all of that. And I'm going to make sure I align with the information that I share. So that's what I've been learning in the TikTok streets about being a quality engager. That's number 5. And I say that because I gave you the first 3 tips, and that was set a budget. Set how many coins you're going to spend on this app. Number 2, when you know how many coins you're going to spend, stick to that coin budget, right? Set the budget, stick to the budget. And then number 3, read the room. So if you have people popping in and out of your lives, they're not saying anything, they're not setting a spell, as I say, you know, they're not coming back, they're not engaging with your information, then that's not an individual that you may want to collaborate, partner with, and maybe, you know, build a community with. That's an individual that may be a consumer, right? Cool. We are all here to do 1, 2, or 3 things, and some people are just on here to consume. So that's part of reading the room in that tip that I gave you. And like I say, when you get to a final step, hey, I've decided I'm going to connect with 2 or 3 people. I've actually hit my threshold of 9 coins I'm going to spend today or whatever. I've actually hit my 9 coins. I've connected with 2 or 3 people. I've done all the things, shared, I've reposted, you know, for this individual that is live, I'm watching with. Now that I have met my budget and I've stuck to my budget and I've read the room, now it's time to leave the street. That's number 4. And then number 5, now you want to go be a quality engager for the brand new people that you have just decided to follow. Why did you decide to follow those people? Because you went to their profile. You saw that you were aligned with their information. You saw their information was something that may interest you later in the future. Somebody you may want to collaborate with or partner with. You followed them. Now that you follow them, go further into their profile and be that quality engager. Find a couple of their videos that you actually enjoy, that you are aligned with. Like those videos. Leave a comment on those videos. I'm not talking about the whole, hey, I'm here to support you, sis comment. No, I'm talking about the whatever was in that video that made sense to you, that resonated with you, that you thought other people need to see, hear, like, or, consume. Then you can share that. You can leave a comment, 5 words or more. Not the whole, hey, here to support you, sis, or here to support you, bruh. You want to leave a comment, 5 words or more, on 2 or 3 of their videos. That's a quality engager. You may want to find out if they are a live host. Join their live. Support them. Send some taps out. Give them your daily heart meet. Things like that. That's being a quality engager. And those are the 5 things that I've learned probably in the last, we're in 2 months now, 45 to 60 days here on TikTok. And what it's, allowed me to learn, do, see, and be able to share with others here in this app. So I wanted to make sure that I didn't not put that information out. I'll probably go back and do that in another video, in a series, a part 1, a part 2, 3, 4, and 5 as I give this information out. But I appreciate you guys, and we'll see what TikTok has to say about me doing a video. You guys can't quite see me yet, but I appreciate you guys who are coming in, who are making comments. I'm gonna scroll back up once I get into the office and I'm able to actually be seen and I can see your comments. But I appreciate you sticking and staying. I don't know what you guys are saying. Julius, are they doing good in the comments? Are they saying good stuff? Or they're like, where in the world is the BrandMaster? Why are we on here looking at her in the dark? Why are we hearing her voice? Don't you know TikTok don't like when she drives? So we'll see. We'll see if it put any restrictions on my video. Again, I'm all about trial and error. I'm a TikTok newbie on here, so we're going to figure out how this thing works. And then we'll know next time. Adjust the time. But you guys, it's going to cut out for a minute if it didn't already do it, because it's got to attach to the Wi-Fi in the office. And then it'll come right back up. So just bear with me. I don't want to get seated in the office. I'll jump into the content. Oh, take these glasses off. Hopefully my son got the keys. By the way, he don't like to be on camera, so that's why y'all probably didn't even know I was riding with nobody in the car. He don't do the whole being in front of the camera thing. Thank you, Renee. I decided, since life be life and my schedule be scheduling, that I just work with it the way it is. Still come live. Give y'all this content. And as you can see, Baku is alerting the neighborhood. His own family is home. No strangers here. He just likes to yell when we, his family, comes home. Jesus, peace. I appreciate whoever is in here tapping it out. I do see the hearts going left and right. You are my people. I appreciate you so much for keeping us going, for tapping the screen, for any shares or repost comments that are going on. Truly, I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm walking around in the dark. Boom! Stepping into the office here. Give me just one hot sec. Put my cup down. Put my gym bag down. Turn on all the lights in the office. Oh my goodness. Whew. Take off this hot, sweaty hoodie. Whew. Turn the office lights on. And then we're going to jump into this content tonight. Whew. appreciate y'all so much. Who is that on here sending me some love? Y'all done tapped me to 1,000 likes, even while I was driving. I greatly appreciate it. I appreciate you guys so much. Life be lifing, and we had to leave the gym and still get the dang thing done. Right? Whew. Oh, I thought for a minute you were working word of mouth in the dark. No, sis, I was driving. Oh, I forgot you're not supposed to say that on TikTok. Let me tell y'all. Some of these rules and regulations TikTok got going on, have mercy. So we just left the gym. And I know having that hoodie on, I probably look a hot mess. But it's all good. So we just left the gym, and I didn't want to, life be life, and my schedule got way behind tonight, and I didn't want to not be here with you guys. I didn't want to reschedule, so please forgive me. Thank you so much for that. Please forgive me. Let me get myself situated. Let me get my backup phone up here so I can see what I need to see. I thank you guys for the taps. You have me at over 1,000 taps, even in the dark. I greatly appreciate it, to each and every one of you. And like I say, tonight's content we're going to jump into deals with personal branding. But did anybody get an opportunity to hear any part of that when I was talking about the tips? Did any of those tips resonate with you guys? Did any of that make sense? Did you know that as far as TikTok was concerned? Because a lot of that was brand spanking new to me. A lot of that was brand spanking new to me. I didn't know that you should have or set a coin budget. I did not know that, honestly, I did not know that you actually, when you doom scroll, meaning you just go from video to the next video to the next video to the next video, that actually could potentially hurt your algorithm and the algorithm of the individual that you're watching. I had no clue. So these are things that I have learned since becoming, a TikTok newbie, as I call myself. And so I just wanted to share those tips with some of you guys to help you learn like I'm learning here on TikTok. Anybody know those things? You didn't know, Julius? Okay, I didn't know either. So first off, I didn't know when you first come to TikTok, I didn't know what a coin was. Okay, I didn't know what a heart meat was. I didn't know what any of that was. And so when I landed in the room that I landed in, which is the HR office with Heather R., okay, that is also her name, as well as her, her handle here, heather.r41. She's live now that we're back in, the kiddos are back in school, 10 p.m., 6 to 7 nights a week, giving TikTok people who are new, who are trying to grow to at least 1,000 followers. She's educating, coaching, and teaching on those tips. Now, where I got the first 3 tips from was watching Nicole. T Money Banks 12 is her handle, and she is a growth coach, 0 to 10,000 followers, and she teaches the difference between growth rooms and great rooms. And they are the 2 people that I initially started watching that was teaching me about. We have TikTok coins, what a quality engager is, what it is to build a community, things you should and shouldn't do, things you should and shouldn't say. A lot of the things that you shouldn't say, I started learning from Alandria, Profits Queen, Profit Streams Queen, published my 11th book, which is the cash flow goals. Published that book following Alandria, my 11th. I'm a 10-time published author. And now we just got that book published, 9-time published author. That is my 10th publication. I am now a 10-time published author. Whew, okay. And that journal and how it feeds into the entire journey that we're going to discuss on tonight. If you guys can see that, is that facing the right way for you guys? Yeah. The brand you journey that I discuss, like all of this I've been able to do following certain people here on TT. So if you're going to come into this stream, let me tell you, find quality people that actually will help you, that will teach you. That's the number one thing that I learned coming on TikTok, because I've been on TikTok since the pandemic and I thought it was a dancing app. Let me find my little laugh track for that. I don't even know where my laugh tracks are. I don't see them down here. But I thought it was a dancing app, so I really didn't pay it a lot of attention. I thought a lot of bad stuff goes on this app, so I really wasn't paying it a lot of attention. Come to find out, you can make some money over here. And I made a little bit. So I thought that was pretty dope. Okay. Come to find out, when you are tapping at the bottom of the screen, when you're using the roses and the gifts and you're sending those things cost coins. They cost real money, right? When you are actually giving a daily heart meeting, you're going in to claim. I hope you guys know to do that. Whenever you give your daily heart meet, that little heart that's right up there, whenever you give that, you should go back and claim your points. All of these things I had no clue, and I've been able to learn from Nicole and Alandria and Heather about what to do to actually talk to this computer system, pretty much called TikTok. And what does that all mean for your personal brand, or your business brand, or your movements here in these TikTok streets? And if you don't have a business at all, never thought about starting a business, what can TikTok do for you to still benefit you? What does that mean specifically for what you're on this app to do? Like, seriously, I didn't have a clue. So when I started paying attention and listening to people that really truly help you understand what this app means for them, those are the people that I follow. That is my community. We have people that teach you how to actually do editing, like Blue in our community. We have people that actually share their journey for homesteading, like Donna. We have people who are brand new to, self-love, who teach you how to love on yourself, through coaching, like Tawana. Her name is Ty on here. She's a self-love coach. We have people who teach you how to actually educate your children directly from home, homeschool, mom, baddie. Like, there is a very strong community that are on TikTok that are really about helping people, right? I have just recently encountered Mr. Dwayne Williams that literally had my whole zhuzh in an uproar, because I have decades teaching people about starting their personal brand, and what I thought was how to separate and protect themselves from their business activity using an LLC. I got that all wrong. And think about that. 10 years, over a decade of teaching people how to set up an LLC, and to come on an app, something I thought was a dancing app, to come on an app and find out you've been out here teaching folks wrong. Well, it was right for what I knew at the time. Come to find out, in the long short of things, it was wrong for protection, for longevity, for business structure, for corporate, for professional business structure. It was all wrong. And then what did I have to turn around and do? I had to turn around and go, hey, peeps, what I just told y'all, what we just got a certification in, what we just paid the Secretary of State, that's all wrong. I had to eat that, right? And I had to go back to my people and say, hey, everything that we just did, it was wrong. But guess what? We're going to get it right. Like, from a person that I found here on a dancing app. Thought it was a dancing app. So if you take the time to take off your hat and open up your mind to the truth about things here on this app, then you really can learn. You really can catch up to your abundance. You really can be in position for all that is abundantly yours. And I'm grateful to him for holding me accountable, and then for giving me a loving tap on the shoulder and saying, it's all right. You did the best that you could for the knowledge that you have. Thank you for opening your mind up to the fact that there is a better way. Here is the better way. Let's go. Let's get it. Like, you don't find that from real, true, genuine people. So it was pretty dope to be able to come on an app that I thought was a dancing app, and now being able to restructure my entire business and teach people right. And not only teach people right, but point them to someone that could actually share their entire journey and prove what they're saying. So everything that I share with you is from the personal brand perspective, and we are going to talk a little bit about that tonight. Everything that I share with you is from the personal branding perspective and what I've done for the past 20 years in business with clients, right? It's helping them set up their initial face, their personal brand. And even though some of them chose to go on and to purchase an LLC and to begin a business brand, you're now going to get to see us restructure. So we're restructuring my LLC, and we're going through the entire journey to success. And you're going to get to actually see all of that process documented out right before your eyes, as well as the way that I work through all of this with my clients as well. And so again, all this from a dancing app. So if that makes sense to you guys, thank you so much for almost 10,000 taps. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you for sticking and staying through that little traveling part of the journey that we had to get through. And what I want to talk about tonight really deals with, on last week, I gave you all that one step. And the first step that I gave all of you that you needed to do, who was here last Sunday? Let me know by show of hands. Raise your hand. Say I was. Those of you who are out there in the lobby, outside of the office, watching from afar, y'all need to come on into the room, be coachable, teachable, trainable, and set a spell so that you can get this information here so you can ask your questions, your personal branding questions, or whatever you need to ask live and in living color. Who was here on last Sunday when I gave the first directive, not this past Wednesday when we talked about awareness, but on last Sunday when we were talking specifically about some of the first steps that you need to do as far as your personal branding is concerned? Who was here and who knows what that first step was that I gave you? Of those who were in the room, Julius, thank you for sticking and staying. You're still in the room. I am Marsha Renee. You are still in the room. Thank you so much for sticking and staying. Were you here last Sunday? I don't remember if you were here last Sunday. My days at 53 be running together. So let me know if you guys were here on last Sunday. Plus, I still have my earbuds in so that you guys can hear me clearly. And I did not turn my notifications off. So every notification that's going on with this phone is like ping, ping, loud as all get out in my ear. And it keeps startling me. So let me turn that down. Can y'all still hear me at the same volume, even though I've turned my Bluetooth down? Because every time a notification comes in my ear, it startles me. And I know y'all see me over here jumping for all my life. Okay, good. So my volume is still the same. Good, because I'm telling you right now, these notifications coming in are pinging me. Okay, so on last Sunday, good. Thank you. Thank you both of you so much. I appreciate it. So on last Sunday, we talked about your first step and the one step that you guys needed to do this week as far as your personal branding is concerned. And we talked about, and I know that you guys were probably here or at some point you've heard me talk about, you are your personal brand. You are the brand. Your promise, let me get us some background music, your promise, your word, your personality, your smile, all of these things are part of your personal brand. Okay. And the number one thing that you need to do with regards to owning and being in control of and controlling the narrative for your information that is on the World Wide Web and the information that people find out about you is your name. Purchasing your name, owning your name. Like, had you known what this internet thing was going to turn into that it is right now, had you known that years and years and years ago, everybody would have owned their name way back when, right? Oh, thank you so much. You sent me a daily heart, and I appreciate it. And you became a title gifter. Go, girl, go. Marsha, while you're down there in the comments, next to the comments, can you let me know if you see, I just put new stickers, and I'm going to get back to the name, I promise. I just put where I was able, let me see if I can find it here on my end. And I want to see if it comes up for you guys. Yeah, they're in there. Look what I did. I'm going to use my backup account to show you. Girl, look what I did. Yeah! I'm so excited. I got stickers now. Right? So I'm going to be able to start to say to people when they come into the room, if you're here to get your assets in order, go to the comments, click on the stickers, and plug in to get your assets in order sticker. So dope. Definitely going to be showing you guys how to do that. Also, I'll be able to say, hey guys, if you've ever heard, known of, seen who I am before, if you know who the BrandMaster is, if you're a BrandMaster client, you'll be able to go in the comments, you'll be able to go to the stickers, and you'll be able to utilize the sticker because you've encountered the BrandMaster before. If you're a BrandMaster client, I'll be able to actually tell people to use my stickers. That is so dope. Okay. What's going on, DJ Candy's World? Thank you so much for coming into the room, breezing through, sharing the live. Look at that, doing all the beautiful things. So at the beginning of the stream, I started talking about being a quality engager, right? And a quality engager is when you have people that love on you, like DJ Candy's World. DJ Candy's World is a safe space. They have a lot of fun. They have a lot of serious talk. They have a lot of help. You're able to release, right? So I'm going to go in. I'm going to check attendance here on everyone in a moment. But while I have her, because, you know, I only have her for a good time, not a long time. So DJ's Candy's World is her main product is Candy's Conversations. That's on Sunday nights, 8 p.m. I'll be absent tonight, by the way, at 8 p.m. because I actually have a live training at 8 p.m. tonight for my automation system. Okay. Also Wednesdays at 9, DJ Candy nights, right, with keys at 10 p.m. and more and more and more. So definitely take the proper time that you have now while you have her in your midst. If you are interested in the Candy's Conversations, if you are interested in Candy's nights, if you are interested in finding out more, then take the opportunity now to follow her before she steps out. Julius, it looks like you are brand new. You don't have a bio yet. So you probably need to meet us, you know, at 10 p.m. inside the HR office to learn what exactly you need to put inside of your bio if you're choosing to actually build a community here on TikTok, and what it means with just over 400 followers, how you can begin to build a community. If you're trying to know more about Julius, then take the opportunity to follow him. And then finally, we have over 1,200 followers with I Am Marsha Renee, all things emotional intelligence, build inner strength, identify your value, control your peace, master your emotions. If you're interested in knowing more about I Am Marsha Renee, then take the opportunity to follow her. Hopefully, she'll get her handle updated so that we'll know more about, because I doubt people are going to be able to distinguish user 143_3068. We might need you to come to 10 p.m. in the HR office so we can learn how to update your handle so that it matches and people will have an easier time following you as well, Renee. So again, thank you so much for that. I appreciate you guys, you know, taking the opportunity to follow these people. So you hear me talk all the time about the 3 queens on this app that I pay homage to because they have taught me so much on this platform. They taught me how to release digital products, how to grow my account to 1,000 followers, how to then grow and get into grow in great rooms. You know, you just heard me talk about Alandria. I must have talked you up, girl. This is Alandria. While you have the time, like I said, she is here for a quick, good time, not a long time. Take the opportunity, okay, to follow Alandria. Alandria, before you exit stage left, can you please tell us when you're live? I know I met upon you at 10 a.m., and that's how we got my 10th book released. Right? My digital product turned into a physical product based on your coaching, your teaching, and your training. My 10th release here. And I know it was an early morning deal. You're usually on for about an okay. So she switched now. I looked up. I looked up. Thank you so much for that, Julius. I greatly appreciate that. I looked up. She is now on at 7:30 a.m. Sis, I don't know if I'm ever going to catch you live again. I'm going to have to put that in my calendar and set an alarm, right? Because typically I just went to bed around 3 or 4 a.m. because I work like on websites and on client projects and on their personal branding material throughout the night. So I'm usually just getting my second snore in at 7:30 a.m. But you guys heard it directly from the mouth of Alandria Profit Stream Queen. Literally, if you want to know anything about digital products, and I'm sure she got more than that in her arsenal of knowledge, if you want to know specifically about digital products, the creation, and even physical products, like being able to produce my 10th planner here, again, she is the young lady to follow. Look up top, click on her information. As a matter of fact, before she leaves, let me see if I can grab that, because I'm sure she has plenty other things to do with her precious time on tonight. Again, here we are, helping you make shmoney without reselling courses. Don't trade, and she does not trade or send random DMs. So if you have someone hitting you up, talking to you about that, it ain't my girl. All right. Take an opportunity to like, follow, subscribe, all that good stuff that they say, but get in touch with Alandria. She is the one that will help you with that, okay? She helped me. How do they say? I'm a product. I got to remember what that is. I'm not a, what is the thing they say? Thank you so much, Queen. I appreciate you. I hope to catch you soon as well. Yeah, good. So there go Renee. All right, now Renee, you had just said something a little bit earlier, and I don't want to miss that. Okay, yes, been thinking about that TT and government situation. Okay, cool. You can expand on that a little bit more. And if Alandria is still here, girl, you see I got stickers now. I think she's already gone, but I need to tell her I got stickers now. I must know what I'm in here doing. All right, getting back to last Sunday. So last Sunday, the first step that we discussed that you guys needed to do is, okay, if you're still on, I probably won't be on, Julius. No problem. I probably won't be on. We're going to end tonight right around 7 o'clock in about 20 minutes. If I can get all the rest of this teaching in, we're probably going to end tonight. But if not, I'll catch you Wednesday night, 6 p.m. or next Sunday, 6 p.m. Okay, I appreciate you. Thank you for sticking and staying initially and keeping this cookie rolling while I was actually driving. I really appreciate you helping keep the room warmed while I was getting situated. I really do appreciate that, Julius. Okay, and so getting back to what I talked about was owning your name. Your one step was to purchase your domain, okay? I sent you, or I put it somewhere, and if I didn't put it anywhere, go up there, click on the profile picture, and that will tell you how you are available to get in contact with me, all right? So that you will be able to learn where do you go to even get a domain? How do you learn how to use the domain? What should your domain be? What is the point or purpose of a domain? All of that is covered inside of the community. So if you have a look in there, you can come into the community. You're available to learn everything. It's a free community. It has all types of tips, tools, strategies, checklists, downloads, and live and pre-recorded training where I talk through various different areas specifically about personal branding. And so as we go through all 52 weeks of this year, as you guys know, I already have content spread out on the blog. It's going to tell you ahead of time. If you're looking at the blog, blog.martinabrityelverton.com, it's going to tell you ahead of time what we're talking about for the entire month. This month specifically, we're talking about the personal branding layers, the foundation, those first steps that you need to have in place. And people really are overlooking the simplicity of owning your name. It's the first point of entry. When you meet someone, what is one of the first things that you say? Hi, my name is. Hello, nice to meet you is how they respond to you. By your name, right? When you have these gurus that are out here talking about the different things that they're talking about, when you have coaches, when you have teachers, when you have training, all of that is based on a name. People Google you by your name. They do deep research about your name, right? Because they want to know who it is that they're working with. And all your information should match. And so should they. They should want to know as much as they possibly can about who it is they're working with. You should have
control of that information. You should be able to share and show with people what it is that they need to know to be able to follow along, to connect the dots, to make it make sense for what you're sharing and showing them how to do. And you should be able to follow their journey. Like literally, if you go over to the YT page, it's broken up into quarter one, quarter two, and quarter three, because those were the 2025 coaching, teaching, training months, where we were actually following a blueprint, i.e., praise God, during the quarter one, quarter two, and quarter three of 2025. Praise God, I won't tell none of y'all to go and get an LLC, because all that content would be null and void at this point, right? But I was teaching you about the GHL system, and I was teaching you how to automate. I was teaching you how to put together your forms. I was teaching you how to put together your landing pages, your websites, what should be on each of those different pieces of content, meaning what should you have on a website? How do you put one together? Giving you the system, access to the system for how to put all that together. If you're going to be a speaker, what do you need? You need a speaker one sheet. You need a funnel. You need a form. You need an agreement. You need a payment processor. You need to have email sequences, follow-up sequences. You need to have automation, right? And I wasn't just telling you this information. I'm literally walking you through a checklist. Hey, now that it's time for you to write your headline, where does your headline go in your funnel? Click here, go here, type this, right? I don't give you access to anything that I don't walk you through, okay? And so, praise God, during 2025, we were not discussing the business structure of setting up that LLC, because all that information would have been null and void. So when I'm talking about the decades of information that we literally had to scrap because we now know better, I'm so glad that it was not associated with all of the content that I was giving my community in 2025, okay? And so just to give you a sneak peek into what I was talking about and how that matches owning your name, let me pull up this information really quickly over on my YT channel, over on my playlist. And specifically, I'm going to click on the playlist for Q1 and Q2. Now that I'm into the playlist for Q1 and Q2, I'm going to help you understand why am I pulling up this playlist specifically first. Because on this playlist, let's see if I can scroll all the way down to the bottom. When we started in quarter one and quarter two, we started out the new year, and the first thing I said was the Brand You Agency reveals the secrets to making customer behavior through community engagement, how to empower your brand, how to build your brand, how to become your boss, right? How to and why a strong brand is your business's best asset. I'm reading through the titles, okay? Why do you blend in when you shouldn't? You should be standing out, right? Are you repelling people? What are you doing currently right now in your personal brand that could be repelling people? What are the top 5 biggest branding mistakes? Of course, I'm going to tell you what's wrong and how to make it right. How to create your mission and vision statement for your business. How to design a logo and a tagline that stands out. These are the things that I'm telling you. And that was just in the first month. And that was just halfway through. Literally, I was live every single 5 days of the week, giving you different information. And nearly every single video had a checklist. Why? Because if you're sitting around and you're thinking about, what is my mission statement? What is my vision? What are my values? What are my core values, right? What are my daily goals? How do I create a to-do list? How do I pick my business name? Right? Here's the beautiful thing about it is your name. It's your name. When we're on the personal branding side of this, big dogs in the room, big girls in the room. Thank you so much for your daily heart meet. I appreciate it. When we're talking about the personal brand, that's not something that you have to struggle with because it's your name. You're going to be introduced by your name. What does that mean for the individual? When people introduce themselves, other people go Google them. So why not be in control of the narrative of information that you're putting out there? Why not control what they find on your social media platforms? Why not control what they find when they actually Google you, even if you don't have a business yet? You're the one that eventually will be the shareholder of a business or managing a business, or you're the one who will be controlling all of that, owning none of that. They're going to Google your name. So why not control the narrative surrounding your name? You do that by owning your domain. So when you purchase your domain, you own your domain. When they type in your name, when they're Googling you, you determine where they're land. So people are going, well, where exactly would they land? The first thing I'm going to suggest is go ahead and set up your social media. Like, again, when I'm walking you through this entire, process of the personal brand journey to get your assets in order, I'm walking you through helping you follow the trail that the people are going to follow. They're going to become, in the very first step, aware of you and who you are. They're going to go and Google you. So I'm going to suggest that however they found you, whether it was word of mouth, whether it was someone that you collaborated with or partnered with, whether it was through your social media connections, whether it was them landing inside of a masterclass or landing on your funnel or your landing page or your webinar or something like that, whether they did a YouTube search or Google search or any of that information for you, whether they met you at a networking event or they found you via a business listing, they're going to Google your name. So control the narrative of what they find. I'm going to suggest you purchase your name as your domain. For my married ladies, purchase your first and middle name. All right. If your name is taken, purchase I am your name. Work with your name. Anything like that, but make sure your name is involved. Now, if you have a complicated name, like my last name, Yelverton, people are hell-bent on calling me Overton. Okay. Understand the possibility that your name could be complicated. When that is the case, I always say, slow down. Yelverton. Spell it out. Y-L-V as in victory, E-R-T-O-N. Be okay with that because it's your name. Eventually, should they choose to work with you, they're going to have to use it on a regular, consistent basis anyway. I shouldn't have let that nap get the best of me. It's okay. You put in some hard work today. You got called and voluntold to be on a live to help us minions out, and you did your thing. Then you had to go and try to eat behind it while still helping us out, right? And now you probably got to figure out, how am I going to recoup and be able to get through the rest of this workday, right? I appreciate you coming and joining us live here. You get a chance to see how crazy I am on my own panel, right? But you have to understand, you must own your name so that you control the narrative of what they find out about you, all right? And the thing about it is, when you're in control of that information, you're going to determine where they land because you're in control of the domain, right? How do I know? How do I know now what I know about the domain based on, thank you so much, join my fan club. Oh, I feel so special. I feel so honored. Oh, Crystal, guess what? I got stickers. If you look in the comment, next to the comment is the place for the stickers. I got stickers now. The BrandMaster got some stickers. I'm so excited. All right, calm down. When you are actually controlling the narrative of your name, okay, you're controlling where people land when they go to that domain. You're controlling what they find out about and what they find when they land on that domain, right? When I initially started, I always said, when I was in a company, when I was outside of a company, when I was in, the MLM industry and I was doing all that, the company was consistently changing things. So that meant anything we had in print, anything that we put out digitally, anything that we put out anywhere, it was like, what is the word I'm looking for? It was permanent if you put it in print, right? So when you're handing out flyers, when you're sending people to company links, right? If the company were to change something, all your marketing was null and void. Yes or yes. If you had a company link and you put your name on that company and said, hey, y'all go here to find something out. If the company made a change, didn't it make everything that you just printed out, car magnets, big 6-foot banners, business cards, postcards, mailers, all that information that you put out, didn't it make it null and void? Yes, it made it null and void. So no matter what company I ever got involved with, I never put out company links. I always put out my name attached and forwarded to the company link using my subdomain. So if and when the company made a change, all I had to do was go change my subdomain, because I was in control of where people landed, right? I'm in the right place at the right time. I don't anything about the domain name. That's beautiful, Crystal. The domain name literally is a part of your, own everything. What they say, own nothing, control everything. It's a part of that mentality, because you actually control all of the digital real estate that people find out about you when you own your own name on the World Wide Web. And here's why I say that. So if you're an individual and you have a job, right? And you're wanting people to, you're wanting to apply for a job. Don't y'all know the employers are going to Google you? They're going to look at your social media. They are going to look at your social media. One of the ways that you can control a lot of what they find out about you is cleaning up your social media. Get on here and say what you want. You're messing yourself up, okay? But I tell people who currently don't have a business and they don't understand their own personal value yet, just go ahead and change your current resume that has your home address on it. Pull your home address off of it, save that as a PDF, upload it somewhere, whether you use Google, Dropbox, a PDF, however you choose to do it, and then get resume.yourname.com and send people there. So now they can see a copy of your resume. Now, if right now you were to start digging around, right, you would be able to go to youtube.martinabrityelverton.com. You would be able to go to twitter.martinabrityelverton. No, you wouldn't, because I closed that down. YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok. You'll be able to go to them all .myname.com, and it's going to land you on my profile. Just like up here, when you click the link in there and you're going into my community, all of the information that I talk about, that I give you all freely, are inside of my community. Beyond that, if you replace and you're trying to purchase your own domains, replace community with domains, and that will land you and you're available to purchase your name. Replace that first part, because I don't know if you guys know, but www is just a subdomain. That's how you actually use your domain for anything. You do not need a different domain for every product that you have in your arsenal. If I'm trying to get you guys to understand the system that I use for all of my clients, my teaching, my training, my coaching, it's ghl.martinabrityelverton.com. If I'm trying to talk to you about the streaming platform that I use, StreamYard.martinabrityelverton.com. If I'm talking to you about the Zoom hack that I have, Zoom.martinabrityelverton.com. You don't have to purchase a CFQG, Cash Flow Queen Goals. You don't have to have a different domain for every product that you have. You can use your main domain and control the movements of everything inside of your personal branding. Resume.martinabrityelverton. Like I'm telling you, not only is it It's going to save you. Make sure when you purchase it, you put the correct securities on it. You ensure that, you have a two-step authentication set up on it. You make sure that you are available to control everything for that domain, because it is the heart and center of your personal brand, and have it separate from everything else. What do I mean by that? So I know people who have purchased their domain on GoDaddy, who also built their website on GoDaddy, who also did all their landing pages on GoDaddy, who also purchased their phone number through GoDaddy. And then they got in an uproar over whatever happened with GoDaddy. Do you know that because you have everything purchased in one location, when one thing shuts down, everything could potentially shut down? I'm always going to say, keep your domain completely separate from everything else as far as purchasing it is concerned. Because should something happen to your domain, you still have access to your website, your funnels, your everything else somewhere else. If something should happen to your websites, your landing pages, your lead capture pages, all of that, you still have access separately to your domain. Keep those two structures separately, right? Because you want to always be able to be in control. If you decide to pick a fight with your domain provider, and you also have your domain provider, your website, all your lead landings, your CRM, your email, everything in that one basket, and you pick a fight, they can shut your whole business down. Okay, so that's the reason why I say those two entities should never be in the exact same account. Always have your domain separate from your website, purchased through two different people. And then, should you decide to pick a fight with the company, your whole business does not shut down. Okay, that's just what I've learned over time, and fights that I had to step in for on behalf of my clients and get things worked out. Because again, if you have everything in one place and you try to move forward and you decide to pick a fight with that company, it could jeopardize your entire business structure. Okay. And I know that was a little bit deeper than helping you guys understand a domain right now. But again, when you own your name, you now are in control, and you control the narrative of what everybody's going to find out about you, and you determine where they land. So if you do not currently have a business, if you are currently not building a personal brand, understand, if we're talking about the everyday W-2 individual, and the everyday W-2 individual is out here looking for a new job. Hey there, Jason. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Understand that whoever is researching you, they're looking at all of your social media. And what's the quickest way for them to find out about you these days is social media. And if you are controlling the narrative on each individual, then you don't have to worry about whether or not they're landing on the right one. Currently, right now, let's get you some juice here. Currently, right now, I know we're listening to our coach and our mentor. And I know he may not consider himself a coach or a mentor, but let me tell you, when he disrupted my whole zhuzh with regards to teaching people business structure from what I understood, and he brought in the good information that I'm learning today, okay, he immediately became my coach and my mentor. Sorry, guys, I'm trying to get this on the charger. There we go. He immediately became my coach and mentor because he came on here with straight truth, straight facts, gave me a loving tap on the shoulder and said, hey, that LLC that you've been coaching and teaching and training on is hurting you and your clients. Stop it. I said, yes, sir. I'm coachable, teachable, trainable. If you tell me I'm doing something wrong, tell me why I'm doing it wrong, prove it to me, show me, and I'm going to stop it instantly, which is exactly what I did. Reached out to all my clients and said, press pause on everything y'all know, because we just got a whiff of some good. Okay, I'm glad it was helpful. I'm sorry that I had to dig deep there, but there's so many different layers, even along the personal branding journey, that a lot of people don't know. And I endeavor to make sure not only do I brand you, I educate you, but I help you to get your assets in order. Okay, and so you control the narrative about what they find. So you don't have to worry about if a person says, hey, I'm on FB and I'm looking you up and I see 3 different people. Which one of these are you? Well, if you gave them FB, the full spelling, facebook.yourname.com, they can't land nowhere else but you. You control where they find. So yeah, I was looking on, I don't know, TikTok the other day, and right now, TikTok probably has, I know I've blocked and deleted at least 15 different, entities that say that they are Dwayne. So if he were operating off of his domain, you know how we go up here and we click, and he always tells us, look at my profile, the link to the company is there. Clear as day. You can't land nowhere else but where you're supposed to land, because he controls that link that's in his profile. So when you now control where the people land by giving them your name, lock it down, 2-step authenticated, put on the security, put everything you need to make sure it's locked. It's got 2-step authentication on it, and your information is private, and you have the backup measure just in case you forget to pay it 1 year or you purchased it 5 years or whatever, that you have that grace period that allows them to reach out to you and say, hey, it's time for your renewal. You don't ever lose it. Right? As long as you put those security measures in place, you are in control of your name out here in these streets. And so imagine now going to that link, and when people are saying, hey, I found this picture or I found that picture, that's not him. You can now control where people find all of your information. I feel like I beat that horse, DEAD. Have I unalived that horse? Y'all understand the tip that I'm giving you? Own your name. Create a subdomain for wherever you want people to land with regards to your content. Anytime I'm talking about different things that I am affiliated with, I always use my domain. So I don't have to worry about you landing someplace that you shouldn't. If I'm going to give you my subdomain, then I know you're going to land where I need you to land. If I'm talking about being an author, for some reason, I'm pretty sure y'all know, if you go to author.myname.com, you're going to land on all my books for that particular Zon platform, right? If I'm talking to you about, like I say, different affiliations that I have, I'm talking to you about the CANVA, the design platform. Y'all know I have a subdomain for that. If I'm talking to you about StreamYard, the streaming platform, there's a subdomain for that. If I'm talking to you about Zoom, there's a subdomain for that. If I'm actually out here talking to you about some of the people that I listen to that I'm affiliated with, this young man right here, Mr. Myron Golden himself. This book, can y'all tell I read it? Can y'all tell I've read it a couple of times? It's 3 different colors in here. When I'm talking about affiliating with his information, where am I going to tell you to go to get this book? Right? If I'm going to tell, and I don't tell you just to go get it. I say, hey, on this page, I learned this. In this framework, I did this. This is where I got this from. I'm not afraid to tell you where I get any information I get. And I go set up a subdomain so you can get exactly where it is I need for you to get to. So obviously, if you go to bossmoves.martinabrittYelverton.com, you can get that book. I make no mistake. As soon as I hear something I need, like I'm just waiting on permission. Oh, let me tell you, because I heard him say one day that he has a master class that's on YouTube. Mind you, I done watched this thing like 3 times, called Pop the Balloon. He said, yeah, if you need the free 99 to at least get, Crystal, he's so good and he goes so deep with so much stuff for us to understand. That masterclass it's not even a whiff of how good and how deep the information is that's inside the actual purchase masterclass. I done watched that Pop the Balloon masterclass 3 times, and I actually have the full-blown course masterclass, and I'm on my 3rd time watching that too, right? Because it's so good. But everybody ain't on TikTok. Everybody still got the wrong idea. Everybody, doesn't want to listen to an individual that's on TikTok. So, I set up a subdomain, Pop Masterclass, P-O-P Masterclass .martinabrityelverton.com for all y'all who scared to get on TikTok, who think this man don't have no idea what he's talking about. This man goes in on YouTube for free. Since y'all don't want to, since y'all think YouTube University is the only place you can learn from, go to popmasterclass.martinabrityelverton.com. I tell people that all the time. And I put the link to his YouTube because I wasn't about to get in trouble saying I done copped this man's information. I wasn't about to get in trouble saying this was my story, because that's not the case. What I needed to do was have a quick, because when you tell people, hey, go look on YouTube and find something, once again, you have no idea who they will find, what they will be listening to. But if I'm telling you, I'm giving you the exact instructions to go to, and I'm going to pull it up here and show you guys. And I'm telling you, POP masterclass.martinabrityelverton.com. This is what happens. Let me flip this around for you guys. Flip my camera. Okie dokie. So I'm telling you, go to popmasterclass.martinabrityelverton.com. It tells you clear as day. What'd that say? Watch and discover how to plan, build, grow, scale, and protect your personal assets. Gen X and Boomer professionals who are transitioning into speaking, coaching, or consulting are in a unique position. Then it says, why watch the masterclass? Dwayne's masterclass, I got this information out of the body of text from his YouTube video. It says, where does this fit into my Get Your Assets in Order framework? So I don't want you going, why is she sending us to watch someone else? Because you need to get a mind shift. You need to understand that by the time you get to the end of this journey, you need to have your mind shifted. And don't think I'm new, because I'm not the one to tell you how to get the business structure right. Obviously, I did it wrong for 10 freaking years, right? I need you to give me your information, your first name and your email address, so I can follow up with you. Number one, to see did you watch it. But once you finish all this, guess where you end up at? You end up inside of my community. What's the first thing you see when you get to my community? Pop the Balloon Masterclass. Please go watch it. Why? Because you need to understand where we're going. You need to understand who I'm associated with. You need to understand why I'm saying this. I can't make it make sense. Anyway, again, you need to understand. I'm so glad I got these earbuds on tonight, because all that moving around on the camera would have drove y'all crazy. Breathe, girl, breathe. Everything that he's teaching you inside of there is everything business related. But the brother goes in and he gets into the word even about why you guys, we have been duped. Why you need to take the lid off. Why you need to pay attention. Everything that he's telling you has been in plain sight. The reason I'm doing that is so that you can understand there are other folks out here that have a journey that you can learn from besides me. By the way, that's where we're all going. I may be discussing your personal brand with you right now. I may be discussing with you the different things that you need to do along this journey, how you need to learn what your value is and everything that we need to set up from there, how it is that you need to create an assessment so I can know where you are currently in your brand, in your business, and in your speaking career. What it is that I can help you with. How can I best serve you? This is everything that I'm walking you through on the personal side. What kind of business system do you have set up? Do you have a website? Do you have a funnel? Do you have a landing page? Or are you out here operating just with a stand store, with a Cash App link, with a PayPal link? If that's what you're doing, you're not even scratching the surface on how you've been getting it wrong and how you need to get your assets in order to get it right. None of that eventually is going to prepare you for the big dogs like Mac Enterprises. Nothing like that is going to prepare you for the big dogs, like getting a SAM.gov contract, right? There are so many steps along the way that the gurus just won't tell you, that people like us, him, Quality, Bridget, Cheryl, all these other people that I'm connected with in the speaking realm, in the ads and automation realm, in the grants and funding realm, all these people will tell you the truth. So you can go out here and find all these other folks that you want. I'm telling you right now, we got it all. So to bring this on back home as I close out, I simply want you guys to understand, starting with your name, owning your name first, controlling the narrative associated with your name. Something as simple as setting that up. Now you can say, hey, I have figured out my value is I make the best cakes. My value is I'm a crochet queen. I can crochet my tail off. My value is I feel like I'm an organization guru. Whatever your value is, we're building your personal brand behind that. My job is not to walk you through every example of what it is that you do in your lane. That's your lane. My job is to help you organize the path to understand what all that looks like, and walking you through a checklist, which I give you, of everything that you need so you can do it in an organized fashion. Again, my daily goal is to brand you, yes, but more important than that, to educate you and to help you get your assets in order, right? So that you can live and leave a legacy. Mind you, I thought that's what I was doing until I realized you're not separate from anything we originally had set up. Now that I know that, let's get that part of your assets in order. Right? Let's go and fix that. And you guys actually get to see me document the process of them helping me get my assets in order. I'm coachable, teachable, trainable. I'm willing to go through the process of showing you how this thing is done. Praise God, I got a coach that brought me in and said, and we can help you get that done. Because people are out here doing it wrong. They're hurting. And as you saw very, very transparently, he shared with us what it looks like to get sued, to go through that, and how to have to be accountable to that for as long as this daggone journey takes until he's out of that. I don't want no parts of that. So instantly, when my most recent client, and that is the Foothills client, we started putting things together, and they sent me a logo that was not designed by me. Because you know daggone well, had it been designed by me, I would not have designed their logo with LLC in the logo. Okay. As soon as they sent it to me, I said, I can build out everything you want me to build for this website. But one thing I'm not going to do is put everything in and put your logo on everything because it has LLC on it. Then God had to sit me down for a minute. And he said, this is their business. They've been working with you for nearly a decade. They know you could have designed that logo for them and it's still been structurally sound where they could use it once they go through a conversion. But now they're going to have to learn that the hard way. And I put it right on the website, and I did everything that my client asked me to do because I did my part. I advised them. I gave them access to, and I showed them the way. And they said, no, we're going to go ahead and move with that right now. I said, yes, ma'am. And it's there. And so when they're ready to come back, I guess we'll have to go through a conversion. How my lumps? How my lumps? Are you talking about how many lumps, like lumps on the head? Is that what you're talking about? How many lumps? Okay. Did they want? I don't know. I don't know. But the old me, and this is how I know I'm growing, the old me would have kept pressing the issue. The old me would have kept saying, but no, but no, but no. That's the old me. That's why I'm so great. Because I care that much about my clients. I'm like, no, let me see if I can show you. I'm going to pull it right on up and show you. I sure did. The old me would have kept fighting it. Let me see if I can show y'all. The new me, what that say right there? Can y'all see that? What did it say right there? Ain't that a fully functioning website? Old me would not have done this. Old me would have said, but no, we can't put it up there. We can't do it that way. Old me would have said, no, let's press pause. Let's not do it. Because we can't do it. Clear as day. What's that on the side of that truck? What's that up there? I went right ahead and did it. I said, no, I'm going to go ahead and build it out. What did that say right there? I said, no, I'm going to go ahead and build it. Because that's what my client asked me to do. There's their employment application and everything. Contact them. There's their contact page, homepage. I did exactly what my client asked me to do, even after I warned them. Why did I do that? Because one thing I asked God to do was to deliver me coachable, teachable, trainable clients. But his word said my gift will make room for me. All I can do is go through my experience and I can say, we should not do this. Here's why. Then I can pull up and show you. Because I just learned, now this wasn't anybody that I coached to go and get an LLC. This is my legacy family that have 2 other LLC businesses with me. And when they brought this third one, I said, hey guys, press pause. I just learned something. Before we launch this, there may be some changes that we need to make. And here's what I learned. Told them why, showed it to them, pulled up the documents, sent them to masterclass, told them everything that I knew with my limited knowledge. They said, well, we don't want to press pause this time. We want to move right ahead. I tried to string it out a little bit longer. Hey, let's not do that yet. We really need to do this. Then it hit me. That's why I said God sat me down. He said, they asked you to do a job. They've known you for a decade. They see you pulling LLC off of all of your stuff. You've told them and other clients, this is why we're going to move different. Here's why. Watch me do it. I know you like to see me go ahead of you and get things. You've done everything you're supposed to do, daughter. Do what they asked you to do. There it is. That's all we can do, right? That's all we can do. So thank you so much for your daily heart me. I appreciate it. That's all we can do. I wish them the best. I'm still in control of it all. I'm going to do everything that they asked me to do. Why? Because I still want them to be successful. And one thing that Dwayne said this week, I'll say it the way he said it, and then I'm going to say it the way I say it. What he said was, everybody can't be the CEO because then we would have no workers. What I say is, somebody got to bust the tables. Everybody can't own the restaurant. Somebody got to bust the tables. And that's the moment that I had. Somebody has to do things a certain way in order for the rest of us to do things a certain way. Exactly. I gave them the tools. Boom. So that's the mindset that we have to go through. Now, I'm not taking my hands off of them. As you know, I'm still the one who designed all this. I still have money still green and move on. I was just going to say, I still have 2 other, entities that we work with, and I can show y'all those 2 really quickly. Let's see, flip the camera. So here is their other, this is the family business here, and the website that we have set up for their Voices of Hope book, and the website that we have for that. And then we also have their son's equestrian business. Hey, Crystal, this is the one that I was talking to Jamie about earlier. Their son's equestrian business, and the fact that he deals with the emotional healing and training, and they do boarding and trail riding and all of that. This is the business for the other son. They have an apparel store coming soon and all of that, right? They're still my clients, right? They're still my clients. And eventually we'll get everything set up the way that it needs to be set up. But in the meantime, all I can do is do what my gifting says to do. And that's to do the best that I can to make sure that they're set up structurally the way that they need to be set up. And let my gift continue to make room for me, right? So again, on this personal journey, I started out all of this to say, last week we talked about, this Wednesday we talked about the awareness and what you need to do to be aware. Be aware of who you are in this ecosystem. Be aware of everything that's going on in this ecosystem, and be aware that it does matter to other people. I can't get on here and talk left now, right? I can't get on here and talk left because I've been sitting on the panel and brought up for questions and put in front of hundreds, I don't know, probably hundreds of thousands of people through Mac ENT. I can't get on here and talk left now. Through Dr. Cheryl Wood, I've been in 6 books collaborations with her. I've spoken on her platform. I just hosted her 7th annual virtual experience 5-day conference. I am the social media director for her Global Speakers University. I can't get on here and just talk left because I'm aware of who I'm associated with. I'm all over my mentor and coaches page for ads, AI, and automation with Bridget Bartlett. I'm Monday through Thursday, 2 p.m. every day, coaching and training and learning the best way to use this GHL system with Bridget Bartlett every single Monday through Thursday. That is my coach, my teacher, my trainer. I'm learning from her every single day. I can't get on this platform and talk left, right? I'm aware of who I'm associated with. And the only reason, thank you for coming and joining me tonight. Peace and blessings. I actually see the peace and blessings tonight. Wealth God's Way with Dr. Regina A. Turner. I cannot get on here, on TikTok, on YouTube, on Facebook, on Pinterest, on LinkedIn, on none of these platforms and look left because of who I'm attached to. Right? That's what I was talking about on this past Wednesday when I talked about awareness and being aware of yourself, being aware of who you're connected with, and being aware of the ecosystem that you actually operate within. Everybody got to do their part. Everybody has to do their part. But the only way you know how to do your part is if you know what your daggone part is. If you don't have no clue what your lane is, press pause. Go figure your own ish out. Because ain't nobody going to be associated with a bunch of chaos. You have to be aware. That's why it's the first step. The first step is awareness. Be aware of yourself, your own giftings, your own value, your own talents. Be aware of that first. Be aware of the ecosystem in which you operate in and how you can be leveraged. And be aware of what their structure, framework, lane, or whatever it is, right? And align yourself accordingly. Thank you so much, Kishona, for your daily heart me. And for the populars. I appreciate it. Be aware of all that. And all that happens in the first stage before you even get to the next stage. So giving you guys your one step for this week, okay? So we can close this bad boy out. We got about 4 minutes because again, at 8 o'clock, I got to be on another training. This week's one step, last week's one step that I gave you on last Sunday was purchasing and owning your own name. If you go up here and you look at my profile, you can come into my community for free. And when you come into my community, you are available to take an assessment. All right. Should you choose to do so, not everybody chooses to do so. You can come into my community. You can take an assessment, a brand assessment, a speaker assessment, or a business audit assessment. Okay. Now the business audit assessment, that's going to be for down the road. Right. But you kind of still need to know. Right. But your brand assessment is where I can help you with. Your speaker assessment is where I can additionally help you with. That's available free inside of my community. When you come into that community, there's a plethora of stuff in there. We're organizing it better for 2026. As Dr. Regina will tell you, I give you everything. The whole kit and caboodle from the rooter to the tutor. Okay. I give you everything, and it can be overwhelming, but I'm going to organize it for 2026. So when you come in there, the first thing I ask you to do is take an assessment. Right? Because I need to know where I can help you at. All right. When you finish the assessment, it's going to send you a copy. It's going to send me a copy, and it's going to ask you to book a clarity call. So on that clarity call, now I can look at everything that I asked you in the assessment, and I can talk with you for where you're located at, for where you're at in the business. I don't have to get on and ask you, hey, have you ever purchased a domain? Do you know anything about logos? Do you have a business system? Do you have a mentor or a coach? Are you doing any mindset reading? Do you follow any online mentors? I don't have to ask you any of that because it's all in the assessment. That's number one. And number two. And number three, set a spell. Look around in there. Meet up with some of the other people that are in there, right? But if you're trying to do your one step from last week and you look up there and you see that link, the word where it says community, replace it with domains and go purchase your name. Purchase your name on the web. Be in control of that. That was last Sunday's step one. You also heard me begin to discuss with you creating your big me list. This is going to help you in the awareness stage. What is a big me list? A big me list is everything that you know how to do. And I mean everything. I talked about this on a previous live. I mean everything. If you make the best cake, if you fold the towels the best way, if you are the most organized person, if you clean the cars the best, I don't know if you train the dogs the best. I don't know if you wear the cutest glasses, if you do the best natural hair. I need y'all. If you do the best natural hair, whatever it is, make your entire list. And I mean, keep going. If you are the best mom, if you raise the kids the best, if you iron clothes the best, if you wash clothes the best, if your clothes keep all of their colors the best. I don't know if y'all knew it, but y'all can add baking soda to your laundry and it'll keep the color in your clothes. Just found that out. Whatever it is that you do the best, start a list and keep going and flip the page and keep going and flip the page and keep going. How do you determine what you do the best? People ask you about it, not just from your mind, but people are constantly asking you things. If you design the best, if you crochet the best, if you speak the best. I'm country twang. I don't know how I think I'm going to continue to be a speaker, but I'm is, right? Whatever it is that you do the best, that people are consistently, constantly, always asking you about, coming to you, asking you how to. Make that list, keep that list going. Make that list, keep that list going. Because what you're going to do then is you're going to keep that list going and you're going to expand upon that list. Now, whether or not you knew it or not, that's content. Everything that you do can be content if you choose to make it content. The goal is to make it align. But anyway, make that list, keep that list going, right? Because somebody somewhere is waiting on you to do what you were purposed to do so that they can see that they can too. It's an affirmation in my journal, by the way. Somebody is waiting on what you're sitting on. Somebody is assigned to your voice, and your voice is assigned to somebody. Okay? What I need for you to then do with that list is that I need for you to now narrow that list down to about 1 to 3 things Yes, I just told you to make a list of about 20, 30, 50 things. And yes, I just asked you to narrow it down to 1 or 3. How are you going to narrow it down to 1 or 3? Because you need to pick 1 to 3 things on that list that you absolutely love, that you would do whether you were paid to do it or not. What is 1 to 3 things on that list that you would absolutely do if nobody ever paid you a dime to do it? Now that you have that 1 to 3 things, of that 1 to 3 things, somebody, somewhere needs that. Does sleeping count in it? I don't know. You know, they got folks out here who will cuddle with you. They got folks out here that will get paid just to cuddle with you. So I'm sure we can figure out a way to get paid to sleep. 1 to 3 things on that list. You need to now determine if the marketplace, the internet, these streets need it. I know I'll pass on the cuddling too. Yeah, I'd be real specific about if I ever decided to cuddle, right? Somebody out here in these streets needs that. Is there a market for it? Because the intersect of all of that list that you made, whether it was personal, professional, the children, or spiritual, see how I just did 4 categories there? Whatever it is, you have to determine, is the marketplace in need of it? How badly do they need it? Who will pay for it? That is the research and development that you would need to do. You have to research the demand for it, right? That's the acceleration piece. If you're just talking about something that you absolutely love to do, like I love branding, the way that I love branding, and I had to determine y'all don't understand what branding is, that's why y'all don't buy into it. Y'all don't understand specifically what branding is. So it's like, well, you're using branding. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't have a business, or I don't have a product, or I don't have a service. I don't need to brand. Everybody branding, whether you know it or not. As soon as you open your mouth and you consistently show up and do something regularly, you probably branded at being in HR for 20 years of holding down a good job. Do you know how many people would love to have a job that they held down for 20 years and did the best that they could do because they loved it? Sounds like you need to tell somebody how to hold down a job for 20 years and not be gray and disabled and can't function because you hate your job that much. Like, you have to change how you look at what it is that you're doing. Somebody somewhere needs to know how to do what it is that you're doing with ease. You got folks scared to turn on the camera and go live. I'm sitting here in my workout clothes. I was late tonight. Julius Moses held it down. Renee came in and held it down for me while I was traveling from the gym because life got to be life and my schedule got behind today. I wasn't really on screen, I think, until 6:15. And I'm sitting here in workout clothes. But I refuse not to be here for you guys tonight. Some people won't turn on the camera because how they sound. I know I'm country. Y'all will be all right. Y'all will be all right. Right? Some people want things to be perfect before they move. Guess what? Let me help you pull the lid off that. Don't be perfect. Be persistent. Just get the dang thing done. I sound like I have a box of marbles in my mouth. You sound calm. To me, let me give you my perspective, Crystal, and I know you didn't ask for this, so this is some unsolicited advice. You sound calm, matter of fact, let's just get it done. That's how you sound to me. You sound, hey, this is what it is. This is what you need to get it. This is what you need to do or know or see, or this is what it takes. Let's get it done. You sound very calm, very matter of fact. Let's get it done. That does not sound like a box of marbles. That sounds like don't waste my time. You asked the question. I gave you the answer. Let's go. Yeah, it was as simple as that. Right? That's how she sounds to me too. Exactly. Like, so everybody else sees something different. But let me get back to my list. Make your big me list. Let's write it all down. Let's go in and let's really pay attention to what it is that you have. Find the 1 or 3 things that you would do, whether someone paid you to do it or not. Right? Now from that 1 to 3 things, find out which of those 1 to 3 things in your market demand. What is the market demanding in of those 1 to 3 things? Pick one. And then I want you to go in on that one. I want you to talk about the before, the during, the after, what type of story, what type of process it takes, whatever it is, write it all down. You have to document the process. Why do you have to document the process of that one thing? Because you're going to have to share it, teach it, show it, sell it to the market that needs it, so your gift will make room for you. Hot damn. And y'all trying to figure out what to turn on the camera and talk about next. Your journey. You. I, Martina Britt Yelverton, am the proud mother of 4 adult children. I got them across the threshold, sane, mobile, and breathing, both them and me. In Jesus' mighty name, we here. And now I have so much less mom guilt, I know at least one of them can't half stand me. Because I don't have that mom guilt no more. I did my part. I got them here. Now what we gonna do? Where we going next? What's next? Let's go. Let's get it. Right? Because my bestie and I got 2 of them, and I'm glad to only have 2. My 2 besties and I know beyond a shadow of a doubt my great ain't never gonna forget my name. My name gonna be on everything. I'm here to set up what was not set up for me. I'm here to be the person. Jesus. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? That list that you have broken down into the one thing that you need to go after with your everything. Somebody is waiting on you. And you don't need 100, 500. You just need 1, 2, or 3 people to get some wind up under their wings for you to show them how to get free. And they will go shout it from the mountaintops. Forever, ever, ever, ever. Yes, it will, Crystal. It absolutely will. That's my goal. I grew up as the grandchild in my grandmother and grandfather's home-based business as a 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8-year-old child, not knowing I was in a home-based business. Britt's Florist and TV Repair Shop in Goldsboro, North Carolina. I grew up in home-based business before I knew what home-based business was. I am 5 generations removed from slavery, and I am a 4th generation business owner. Currently, right now, Britt's Crematory and Funeral Home operates in Kinston, North Carolina, my aunt and uncle's business. I am only 5 generations removed from slaves in Wayne County, North Carolina. That sits with me every day. Today, this year, not today, but this year, I am 15 years from when my mother passed. My mother passed at 68. I'm 53. I got 15 years to outdo her. Hello? I know the numbers. I run the numbers. I wake up every single day looking above on the wall at a sign of Obama coming across the Selma Bridge that says, I will. And right beneath that, I have my mom's placard. I wake up every day, knowing exactly what it is I'm here to do. And some days I feel like staying in the bed and it has to be all right, because that's the only way I'm going to remain sane, mobile, and breathing. To have done this through marriage and miscarriage, death and divorce, the welfare system, evictions, and to still be here sane, mobile, and breathing with 4 beautiful children, adult children, a grandbaby, and 2 4-legged son dog, grandson dog. Yes. And to still be here knowing somebody somewhere is assigned to my voice, and my voice is assigned to somebody. I don't care how country it is. So understand, this week, your one step is to make your big me list. Grandpa, barbershop, grandma, CPA, tax office, they both were notaries. Get it done. Who want another dog? Who told you that lie? My son has a 100-pound laugh mastiff. I have a 20-pound, supposed to be less than 15-pound Shih Tzu. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. That's enough. No, I don't. Nope. No, I don't. I'm good with what I got. So let me take attendance real quick before we head over out of here, guys. So I am Marsha Renee. She is over 1,200 followers, all things emotional intelligence, build inner strength, identify your value, control your peace, master your emotions. If you're interested in knowing more about Marsha Renee, take the opportunity to follow her. 6,000 followers or more with Crystal Blake, a part of the Mac Enterprise with over 6,000 followers. She is a live host. If you're interested in knowing more about her, take the opportunity to follow her. Just getting started here. Ideas Embroidery with just over 50 followers, custom, personalized, professional embroidery, and their contact information for businesses, brands, and for fun. Okay, if you want to know more about Ideas Embroidery, Ideas Embroidered, take the opportunity to follow her or him. Let me know if you are her or him so I can remember. With over 3,000 followers, Kishona Lane is here to vibe and to make some money. Have an opportunity to follow her. Urban Finds, haven't seen you before. You look brand spanking new. You should join us tonight at 10 o'clock in the HR office so we can get you a bio and we can expand further on why we should know more about Urban Finds. Everything Hobby with over 700 following, with canning and sourdough and freeze drying. She's on a canning, sourdough, and freeze drying journey. If any of these people who have shown up here in my top 7 who are interested in learning more about how to go from 0 to 1,000 followers, then join us tonight, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard, in the HR office with Heather R. Heather.R41, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. She teaches us everything content creator from 0 to 1,000 plus followers, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, most nights of the weeks. Nicole at T Money Banks 12 is 0 to over 10,000 followers. Each morning at 10:30 a.m. she teaches us anything about growth grow rooms, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Times. And finally, I just found out Alandria is on here at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time talking about digital products, not having to resell courses. And my girl, Home School Mom Baddie, is at 8:30 most weekdays a.m. and she's talking about the entire processes of unlearning and relearning, healing as she is at home with her babies, doing the dang thing each morning. I think she's on like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays, or it's like 3 days out of the week at 8:30 a.m. So these are the people that I absolutely love, trust, and follow with regards to this TikTok journey. And you did hear me talk about, the 3 to 5 things that you need to do here on TikTok as a newbie and how that parlays over into your personal branding. If you missed it, catch the highlights. I'll be sure to make sure that those get posted. Woo, child, let me pray these eyes stay open. It's all good. It's all good. A lot of the information she does share and post. I greatly appreciate all of your attention tonight, all of the taps that you guys have given me. I appreciate the commentary in the comments, the questions that you did ask, those that I were able to answer. Bad man, I'm getting ready to get out of here. Look at you, teacher, coming through at the last second. And I know I said I'll probably be gone, but I actually am leaving now. Thank you guys again for all of your attention on tonight. I pray that something that I said will actually inspire you to start your personal brand journey. And I hope you'll choose the BrandMaster to attempt to make that journey together. So thank you again for your time. I'll see you guys Wednesday night, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we're going to talk a little bit further about your big me list. Remember, we got 52 weeks of this thing, which means y'all get me 104 times live this year in 2026. The good Lord is willing. So you access the Pop the Balloon Masterclass. If you'll go up here to the profile, you will see my LINK in there, right? And if you come into there, you will see it right there. Very first one, or you can just go to popmasterclass.martinabrityelverton.com. And either way, he's on YouTube. I just made it so y'all could find it much more easily, and so that I could have your contact information and I could be in contact with you. I'll be live Wednesday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and again next Sunday, 6 p.m. Standard Time. Long as what I say, good Lord willing, and the creek don't rise. Thank you so much. I'll catch you guys on the next one. I appreciate you all. Good night.